Hello, everybody, and welcome to jubeat copious APPEND. Before we start, I want to give a nice thank you to both GDQ and Ikigai Arcade for letting me get the opportunity to showcase this live on stage. This has only been the second time at a GDQ, the first time being Waka at SGDQ 2024, which was also a fantastic run. So thank you guys so much. Just a little background about this game. It is jubeat made by Konami, part of their Bemani line of games. Some you might have heard before: Dance Dance Revolution, B-Mania 2DX, Soundtex. Those are just to name a couple. And we're going to get into how the game works shortly soon, but just to pay attention, you can see how this is in a 4x4 grid with 16 buttons. It's very unique because it kind of forces your hands to be in very different situations, which is not quite like some other rhythm games where you can see the notes coming down and then you can have to hit them. Here, the gameplay is the hands. So that's why it's really cool to have a capture of the cab and not a game capture, which is something you don't really see often. It feels like we're going back in time where you just like point the screen at the game to kind of record. So that's just a little background. And then the final thing is I'm gonna leave everything to the commentators so I can focus on the game because it's really difficult to play and talk. So if that's why I'm quiet, I'm kind of just like locked in. So without further ado, let's give it over to the commentators while I get to the first song.
What's up, guys? My name is Ray's Fire. I actually first played this game at a GDQ in 2016, and I've been addicted ever since. I showed it to Panga. I said, Panga, you got to check this out. And, you know, we've come full circle. Now we're on the stage. He's about to blow your minds. It's a great game. I'm super excited. And, yeah, let's just get into it.
I'm Catastrophe573. I've been a longtime fan of both Bemani and Games Done Quick. Super happy to be here.
My name's Hedonic. I've been a music gamer for almost a decade at this point, and I've played a little bit of almost every game. I touched jubeat about 9 years ago for the first time and loved it ever since. Happy to be here to share it with more people.
All right. Panga, I think if you're ready to go, we can count you down and we'll jump into song number 1.
Let's do it.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
First tune. Ready? Go.
So this showcase is going to kick off with a lower level chart just to kind of go over the basics of jubeat. Jubeat plays kind of like a whack-a-mole style game where there's 16 buttons that you hit in a grid fashion. As you can see on the screen, there's notes that come up that indicate when you're supposed to touch them. And you hit them in tune with the music. This song is rated level 3. jubeat is scaled from 1 to 10, but we'll address that a little bit later.
Yeah, so one of the very important things that you'll need to know about jubeat is that obviously 16 squares of 4x4 grid is a lot to take in, and these lower levels really help you out in learning the chart by mirroring a lot of the notes. You'll see sometimes he'll hit a note on the left and then there'll be one in the same spot on the right, and in a lot of cases he'll be hitting the same notes on both sides, and that just kind of teaches you the fundamental mechanics of making sure your hands are in the right spot, making sure that they're kind of in sync with one another, and getting a feel for when you need to press and the rhythm of the music.
One thing that I wanted to mention before Panga finishes his first song is that I'm going to be running a bit of a donation based off of Panga's performance. For every song he plays, I'm going to be donating $5, and you're welcome to play along at home. If he full combos a song, I'm upping that to $50, and if he perfects a song, it'll be $500 donated per song.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And we did a run of this before, and let's just say if that, I mean, there's going to be a lot of money being donated,
absolutely.
all right? I'm going to say that much. So we're reaching the end here. We'll talk about it more on the next song, but there is a bar that you'll see underneath the score, and that, well, we'll talk about it on the next one here. Panga closing out song number 1 here with, it looks like a full combo. Yeah, starting us off hot here.
The first $50 already.
Yeah, already, man.
probably just one or two notes from perfect. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to chirp super quick and say that is an incredibly generous offer. And if you are matching it, we are at 6,700 out of 10,000 on that incentive.
Yeah.
So make sure
Let's
you're
get there,
clicking
guys.
it.
Absolutely.
So note skins?
Yeah. So something that we wanted to talk about here that is actually, it's a subtle thing, but it makes a big difference. So what you see on screen here are a bunch of various note skins that will basically indicate when you should hit the note. The one Panga is using is by far the most popular because it's the most direct, but it really comes down to personal preference. There's a lot of viable options that a lot of players use.
If you asked a lot of top-ranking players, this is the one that they consensually agree.
This is the go-to.
Is the number one.
Yeah.
There are some wrong answers, and
yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later
we'll be
if
showing
we
that a
hit
little
that
bit
incentive,
later.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Pon. Yeah, so this song, I was arcade staff for Games Done Quick in 2016. And I remember we had a U-Beat in the arcade, and it was cranked up so loud, you could hear U-Beat down the hall, around the corner, and almost even into the stream room. And nobody thought this was a problem. I guess we all just liked the song.
I mean, honestly, I think that was the GDQ I found this game at.
Yeah.
And so I know exactly what you're talking about, and I think that's partially what brought me into it.
Yeah, now we're all here.
So what you're going to see here now is Panga's now upping the difficulty quite a bit. We were playing a 3 before. Reminder, it does go up to 10. We are now on to a level 7. And level 7 starts to build on some of those earlier things that we saw in the level 3. You're going to still see a lot of these same notes on either side, but the hands are going to start to be a little more dynamic. You know, you're going to see sometimes one hand will have to be in one spot and one hand will have to be in the other spot. I love this song
so much.
U-Beat has a lot of licensed music, and a lot of licensed pop music is in 4/4 time, which lends itself well to the 4x4 grid the game is played on. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right, of course. Now, something that is happening here a little bit that did not happen much on the level 3 is you're going to see that there are moments where Panga is hitting 3 or 4 notes at a time. Those are called chords. And they start to really force you to not only have your hand in the right spot, but also have them in the right position. But at this stage in the game, the charts are still fairly intuitive. A lot of the stuff that you're seeing, it just flows really well. And once you actually get a feel for the game yourself, you really start to have a lot of respect. Oh my God! That's $500.
$500. Let's go.
Let's see that excellent.
Panga not only getting a full combo, getting a perfect and excellent.
You get
to start us off here.
You get a
that is
special
insane.
animation here. Wow.
Every version of U-Beat has a special animation for getting a perfect score, and I've only seen that once.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Wow.
I don't even think he got that whenever we were practicing earlier.
He didn't.
That is insane.
Congrats.
Get another round of applause for that one.
That's
Right.
never happened before, right?
Oh, indeed. Oh, Polygon. So this is by Sota Fujimori, one of Konami's in-house artists, and he's a legend. He loves synthesizers, king of synthesizers, has YouTube tutorials, gives interviews for synthesizer magazines, is just well known in the techno music community. And he never misses. He writes tons of music for this game, all hits.
Yeah, everything's a banger for sure.
Third tune. Ready? Go.
So I think this is a good time to mention, you might notice at the top of the screen when Panga's playing that there's kind of this bar graph that goes across. And every bar represents the notes that he's hitting for that section of the song. If the section is yellow, it means he perfected every note in that section. Blue means that all notes were hit but not perfect. And gray means at least one note was missed. So you're seeing a lot of yellow because Panga is doing very, very well.
Yeah, that last song, all yellow.
All yellow.
Yeah, another thing to note about that, the bars actually represent roughly the intensity of that section of the song. So whenever you see a section that is a bunch of really high bars in a row, it means that it's a very technically and note-dense section of the song. Now, Polygon here is starting to give us even more complex patterns. You're getting the standard 2-3 note chords, but there we have what's called a stream. It's when you get a burst of notes all together. Panga nailing them, no problem.
Should we mention the timing window?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So Panga got a perfect on the last song. And just to give you a reference, well, you can go ahead and explain it for us here.
Sure. So, audience, if you just want to do a quick blink with your eyes, just blink once. So that, on average, takes about 100 to 150 milliseconds. The perfect window in UBeat is half of that, so 80 milliseconds. So half the time it takes for you to blink is the window that you can hit a perfect during.
Yeah, and
so
Panga did that for the whole song.
every single note in that song.
And I mean, there's a lot of gold here.
Yeah,
you know.
true.
Yeah. Well, like I said, for people familiar with fighting games, it's 5 frames.
Yep, 5 frames
Yeah.
total.
So to close this one out, this is a bit of a tricky ending. You're going to see some very awkward chords. His hands are going to have to move into kind of weird positions that you don't really expect. That 6-note chord there can be really tricky. Quick ending, and he closes it out. Another full combo. This guy's a machine.
Wow.
Yeah, that's more money.
$50.
Hey, keep track in the chat, all right?
Have a super relevant donation here. $50 from Key, who says, let's go crazy on Jubeat.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for playing along at home.
Oh, how do you pronounce this one? Jonetsu?
Jonetsu Taidiku.
Thank you. Yes, very popular licensed song in Japan. Just has a great beat for it, and it follows UBeat very well. Panga chose great for this showcase.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he showed us the set list, all bangers.
Yeah.
You guys don't have to worry, all right? Lock in. This is going to be a huge one, a big showcase. So we're starting to get to more complex stuff. At the beginning here, you're going to see a lot of 2-note chords. And one of the tricky things that makes UBeat just so fun is that you have to have your hands in the right position, but also in the right spot. So there's almost 2 layers of it. And it just feels so good when it comes together.
Very satisfying to press the buttons.
And coming up here, we're going to start to see the beginning of his hands kind of having to do 2 different things. So you're going to see on the right, he is maintaining the rhythm of the song. And on the left, he's going to have to be maintaining that lead.
I think it's important to note that UBeat does this on a regular occurrence as you get into the higher levels. The game challenges you by forcing you to play multiple instruments at the same time.
Yeah. Also, shout-outs to the elephant in this song. Yeah, so right here, you're really going to be able to see it. So he's got the rhythm on the right hand, and meanwhile, you hear that violin. I think it's violin. The leads on the left are also mapped to notes. So he's having to kind of multitask here, maintain the rhythm while also getting the lead. And since we are getting to higher levels, we're getting to more dynamic charting as well. So it's gonna instantly force him to swap out of that lead rhythm mode and then go into just, okay, now both hands are doing the same thing, now they're not. And Panga making it look easy here with a 600 combo. We'll see if we can close this one out.
Amazing.
There it is.
Another 99. Amazing.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's a monster.
So one thing to note there, you just mentioned 99, so you knew ahead of time, right? So you might be wondering, how do you know it was going to be a 99? UBeat is scored out of 900,000 based off of your note hits. And the remaining 100,000 is based off of your shutter bonus, which I'll get to in a minute.
Yeah, we'll talk to that in a minute. But something that was brought up earlier, and you might notice, is that there's been a lot of licensed music, right?
Yes, a lot of licensed music in UBeat. It's what it was mostly a mainstream game, really.
Yeah, exactly. And because it's a mainstream music, there might be some songs you might not recognize, but there's one that you guys might know. Can anyone tell me what this song is here that Panga's gonna play? Anyone? Song name? Can someone help me out, please?
So this song was actually first seen in a location test for the United States version. They ended up not releasing this arcade game to United States arcades. We did get a iPad app called jubeat, but yeah, this song later came out in the Japanese arcade game, just because they had it made, while let it go unused.
Yeah, and because it was in that location test, it was put into, I believe, this version of the game, but they used the chart, right? That was from the early, test version of the game.
Yes.
And yeah, I don't want to go past that there. Pango absolutely nailing that.
Crazy.
Some crazy back and forth two-note chords, and we're just kind of getting right in there.
Very fast. I mean, the pace of the song has already picked up considerably from what we were just playing. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's Sandstorm. It's classic. Yeah, Sandstorm. Yeah.
Wow, Panga is locked in.
No, he is so locked in, man.
It's going to get expensive for me real quick.
Yeah.
Wow,
Boom. There it is, dude.
Another triple S. Amazing.
Another triple S, another full combo. I mean, he's just making it look easy.
Yeah. That's very hard. I know it's only rated 8. We'll talk about this later, but that's very hard.
So I believe that's the first set. So this is a great time to get some donations in if we have any of those.
Absolutely. I have a couple very special ones, starting out with $250 from Panga Mom and Panga Dad.
All right.
They say, you are amazing, Panga. Have fun with your magic fingers playing the jubeat rhythm game at AGDQ 2025. Love, Mom and Dad.
Thank you so much, Mom and Dad. They're actually in the audience watching right now, so.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
shout outs.
I also want to let everyone know that we are almost 3/4 of the way to that bonus song incentive. We raised $7,460 out of 10K. But
Wow.
remember, we need to hit that by the end of this showcase.
Yeah, and you guys don't want to miss that. So
Absolutely
we definitely
not.
want to hit that incentive.
Oh, yeah, so this is the next song Panga's gonna play, William Tell Overture. Honestly, and this might be a hot take, but public domain music and rhythm games is kind of cringe. But for the purpose of a tutorial song, Konami put this in because they wanted to be absolutely 100% sure that the tutorial song was something everybody knew cold. So that's it. That said, Panga is not going to be playing this on the tutorial difficulty.
Oh, not at all.
Actually, it's been sped up a little bit. And we'll actually keep speeding up as he plays it.
Yep.
Because why make it easy?
Of course. And this would be a great time to talk about that shutter bonus from earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So as Panga's playing, you might notice that there's this color that kind of starts to expand out from the center. Now, I mentioned that jubeat scored out of 900,000, but he seems to be getting 100,000 points extra at the end. And the reason for that is the better you play, the bigger of a combo you hit, that kind of color from the center opens, kind of like a shutter. And as you miss, that shutter starts to close. At the end of the song, if the shutter is completely open, you get 100,000 points, and if it's closed, you get 0. And you get varying points depending on how open it is, if it's not completely open or closed.
Right, of course.
So
go ahead.
one thing to note here is that the song is starting to speed up a bit, right? Unlike most music games, where the speed of the song determines how fast the notes come, the pictures appearing over the squares don't change their speed with respect to the song. Instead, more of them pop up on screen at once.
Yeah, and as you can see here, just because a pattern is easy, well, that's not an easy pattern, but adding speed to it quickly makes it more difficult, as you can tell. And speaking of difficult patterns, Panga absolutely nailing that. Doing a lot of cross-handing with a stream section at the end here, a bunch of two-note chord bursts to close us out. Wow.
Amazing.
That's going to be another 992.
Amazing score.
And I just want to point out that this game, the scoring goes up to 1 million. Panga's like under 10,000 from the max on like every song so far. In fact, he hit the max on Pon Pon Pon.
Yeah, that's less than 1% off of a perfect score every time. Usually less than 0.5% off.
As we scroll, a quick hype from your community. $50 from Bert Bowser, who says, "Sup, Panga, lock in.
Sup,
You
Bowser."
got this."
Thank you.
Lock in.
Locking in.
This song is Goodbye Shalon by Nico Matamaster, one of Konami's in-house artists. He's well known for his drum and bass, very relaxed drum and bass style. It's just a great song, enjoy it. We're going to hear another song from him later, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Can never have too much.
Second
Yeah, every
two.
song by him is a
Ready?
treat, really.
Go.
Now this song is particularly difficult to time because it's, I don't know if swingy is the right word, but as you can see that this lead doesn't necessarily follow the rhythm. And it also does feature this chart, something that you will start to see more and more as we get to the higher levels, which is going to be these vertical 4-note bursts. You're already starting to see a little bit of it there. A particularly tricky pattern that looks simple, but is very difficult because you have to stack your hands, and if you are not prepared for something like that, you will miss it.
I think it's about, yeah.
Oh yeah, and
there
here
it
we go.
is.
We are now getting into that section, and you might see that there was one part where it looked like Panga slid his hands. He did. In fact, that's probably the only way to hit that. But even still, look, he's perfecting those sections. So not only is he sliding his hand, he's doing it with that perfect frame time that we were talking about before. Still full comboing. And this section of the chart is very difficult. We're getting a whole bunch of bursts. It's pretty merciless.
He's making it look really easy, but there's not words to describe how hard that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We call them slides, but if you're really good at the game, you stack your hands and you go ba 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 ba.
Yeah, well, whenever he does the two, that's like the only way to hit it. But you're gonna see him stack. That's like the pro strat. Like
Yeah.
when I play, I just kind of flail my hands, you know?
Yeah.
It's good enough.
All right, and again, that is going to be another triple
full
S,
combo.
another full combo. Absolutely crushing it.
Incredible.
50 per full combo?
Yeah, 50 per, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, for full combo, yes.
Run it up.
This is adding up fast.
And that's when, oh! Yeah, Plum. Oh man, this is, so Daisuke Kurosawa is a very famous guitarist. He's got a lot of video game music to his credit. And when he worked at Konami, he had a series of fruit songs, really.
You don't
And
say.
they're yeah, like Plum. But they're all very technical, tricky, offbeat songs. We'll see what Panga does with it.
Yeah, and we'll actually talk about how this one in particular is tricky in just a second here because it starts
Ready?
early and it's relentless throughout. So this chart features a gimmick that is similar to something that a lot of people, if you're a rhythm gamer, might know called a crossover. It's where your hands have to go to the other side of where they normally rest. And Plum, in particular here, has a lot of notes, 2-note chords with one note up top and one down low. And unless you have a really big hand that can hit the top and the bottom at the same time, which even if you do it, it's kind of hurts. The right way to do it is to have one hand for each. And you can see there Panga getting the corners.
It's very counterintuitive.
It's very counterintuitive. It's very complex, and it is not very sight read friendly at all.
If you got used to the game playing 4s, 5s, 6s, you may have gotten used to trying to do that with one hand.
Right.
But on this intense level,
Yeah, so the game actually intentionally makes the charts with the idea that you are going to use both hands. And he's making it look like super smooth. Like I feel like I keep saying like, yeah, this is hard, and he's like crushing it, but I can't really describe how difficult some of these things that he's doing are.
and Raze, you're also very good at this game yourself. I mean, yeah, this is exceptionally good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing this game for like a little under a decade at this point, and like the level that he's on is not even remotely close to where I'm at after putting years into the game, so.
Awesome ending.
There it is.
Another triple S.
Yeah, and we haven't talked much about rating, and we can get into more detail on that in a second, but a triple S is the highest rating that you can get on a song in the game, and he has got it on every single song so far. Yeah, insane stuff, yeah. That's worth a round of applause, honestly.
like this $50 quickly from the Grindle, who says, what a show, Panga is amazing, less than 3.
Oh, Sig. So I mentioned earlier about how UBeat was mostly mainstream licensed music, 4/4 time signature. This is actually a rhythm game song, but it made it into UBeat first mix because it escaped rhythm games and kind of became mainstream. This song got radio play. People who never even played these games heard this song.
It's a banger,
it's fantastic, absolute banger. Yeah.
Fourth tune. Ready? Go.
Now, the main thing to note on Sig here is something that we've kind of briefly touched on some of the other charts, but it's the first one that really kind of puts a huge emphasis on streams, which is when you have a bunch of notes in a very short period of time that you have to keep up with, because if you don't, you're just gonna miss the whole thing. And you're seeing a little bit of it right there already. But this song really never slows down. If anything, it gets more intense as we get further into it.
I can't wait to see. Yeah, so he's already hit, 300, 250 notes.
Yeah.
It's been like, what, 15 seconds?
Yeah, we're like 20 seconds into the song.
Okay, yeah, sure.
It's a good time to mention the difficulty scaling in this game. We started at 3, went to a 7, and now we're up to what, 9, 10?
I believe 9, yeah. And, go ahead.
0.7.
No, you can take this one.
Yeah, okay, so, so in UBeat, the game difficulty, we mentioned it goes from 1 to 10. Now, you might think that the difficulty is linear, so the jump from a 7 to an 8 and an 8 to a 9 are the same. That is not the case. It is exponentially more difficult as you go higher up the chain. And it might look like Panga's making them all easy, but trust me, these charts are getting harder and harder, and he's just crushing them. Like, so coming up here, as we approach the end of the song, there's a bit of a crazy stream that honestly, there's nothing I can say, so I think we just need to let it play out here. Coming up in just a second here. Whoa. Dude, crushing it.
Yes.
Wow. Amazing.
And then it ends with an S.
Yeah.
Wow.
That triple S score, 999?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, another triple S, and that was not even like a low triple S. Like, that was under 5,000 from a perfect.
I gotta add to good news with good news here. We got a $1,000 anonymous donation.
All right.
And with that, we are less than 800 to go on that bonus song incentive.
Oh, this is Nanahoshi by SCU. He would later become the song's sound director. He started in Guitar Freak's Drum Mania, like the late 90s, doing covers for that game. When UBeat came out, he turned into a whole different person, developed this light, poppy, happy techno style, and became iconic and unique to UBeat. Yeah.
Honestly,
Go
one of my
Panga.
favorite artists.
Yeah. Always in the mood for this guy's music.
Final tune. Ready?
It's always so happy.
Go.
It is.
Every time.
So this is a level 9, and one of the main gimmicks of this chart is that it forces your hands to play notes on the same side, both hands on the same side, which is very awkward. You have to kind of bring your arms together. It is not intuitive. It is not easy. And it's hard to note there, but on those little bursts, Panga's actually alternating hands as well. So again, we have another one of those situations where he's got the rhythm going, but then there's bass on the other side, just like we saw earlier. As we get into these higher levels, a lot of the stuff that we are mentioning in the earlier charts shows up again and then some.
Yeah, the higher difficulty charts are made of the lower difficulty charts. More, faster, combined.
Just an absolute banger. couple of little two-note gallops there. That is actually pretty hard to time, even if the pattern itself looks not that difficult. Again, with the same side here. And yeah, he is alternating hands there for that whole section, which is crazy.
Yeah, for accuracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, we sound like a broken record. Another triple S, like another 9-9. Like these are crazy scores. I can't emphasize like how impressive this is.
Yeah. I think it might be like less than 10 notes away from perfect every single song.
Yeah.
Oh, time for the host.
All right.
Yeah, so this is a good time for donations. We're in between sets here.
Amazing. I have $50 here from Ray Mom. That's Ray's Fire's mom. Saying, great work raising money for a worthy cause. Good luck on your run, Panga. And hello to my favorite gamer, Ray's Fire. Love ya, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Also had a $500 anonymous no comment donation. We are 131 away from that bonus song with a troll note skin. Who wants to be the one to say, I trolled Pangea Panga?
This is your chance.
This could be
You want to jump on it?
a very worthy chance.
Got time for one more quick one?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I have $25 here from Spinda, who says, extremely excited for this most cubic of rhythm games. Much love from the Waka community.
Yeah.
Shout out Swaka.
How's the
Yep.
Waka?
On stage recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Sumidogawa Karenka. Sumidogawa Karenka. Anyway, by Seiya Mirai, one of Konami's in-house artists. He's bounced back and forth between the arcade division and the PlayStation games departments. Makes amazing music, sometimes whole soundtracks, sometimes just individual songs. He's a bit of a pioneer with using the mechanical voice as an instrument, you know?
Yeah.
Nowadays we have Vocaloid and Auto-Tune, but before all that existed, he was using alt.
A trailblazer.
Yeah, making songs like this. This might be his best one.
Yeah.
Hey, you love this song, don't you, Ray?
Yeah, so there are not a lot of things in this game that can genuinely make me upset. This chart is one of those few things. We'll get into that in a little bit here. There's going to be a top left to bottom right burst pattern that we refer to as the pyramid pattern. And Panga tried to show me how to do it, and after I tried it, I immediately did 100,000 points worse. It's that crazy.
I can't do it either.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of people can. Yeah, and this first part, pretty straightforward, but I think this pattern coming up here single-handedly raises the difficulty. Here we go.
That's the pyramid.
Yeah, and if that looks difficult to read, it is. Yeah, it is. And to make it worse, there are two versions of this pattern. So if you practice one of them and you get it down, you think, okay, I got this figured out. It hits you with a bit of a mix-up, and then you just miss the whole second one, so.
Yeah. Thanks, game.
Yeah, but as you can see, Panga crushing it on a 400 combo right now. Made it look easy.
No problem at all.
Yeah, no problem at all.
It sounds very silly, but hitting those patterns, it's so easy to whack yourself in the hand.
Yeah. So what you're seeing there is a mixture of him alternating hands, but then also bringing them together, because there are sections where both hands have to hit 3 and 4 note chords at the same time in the middle of that dense pattern already. And looking to close it out here, we're finally out of that crazy part. Oh, sorry, that ending also crazy. And wow,
Wow.
that is great. That is insane.
Full combo.
Absolutely insane.
998?
That is a full combo, probably like 2 or 3 greats. And that's it, away from a perfect.
I think we got to make this harder on Panga. How do you feel about a bonus song with a troll note skin?
Oh yeah, let's do
We
it.
just met that incentive.
Thank you. Excellent. So glad you guys made that. Thank you. Oh, True Love. This is a DDR song by June. She's an amazingly talented person. She can do it all. Compose, write lyrics, sing lyrics. Hadn't heard anything from her for a while. You know, her Twitter went silent. No new songs for like 5 or 6 years. And then last year, she unretired and did a song for a Mega Man game. Of all things, yeah. And I hope that means she's back, because I'd love to hear more of her. Yeah.
Yeah, I never actually heard much of her music until this, but after hearing this song, I had to look her up because, I mean, this one goes hard.
Go.
Oh, yeah. And warning to the audience, if you have any unfilled cavities, this song sounds like eating frosting from the jar with a spoon.
Oh, yeah. So this song is very fast. As you can see here already, Penga having to do some streams where he's actually crossing over his hands there to make it easier for him to time. Well, it doesn't make it easier, but...
Nothing makes this easier.
Now, something that's going to be coming up here, you'll see in a second, is that chords can be as many notes as the game wants. And they can do lots of crazy things, including spell out words, letters, numbers.
Oh, this game loves that.
P!
Gonna be seeing a good amount of that later.
Oh, yeah. So this part of the song pretty straightforward, but we do have a very tricky, very unique pattern coming up here. So what he's doing there is he's got a spiral pattern, but he's crossing over his hands.
Again, for accuracy.
Yeah, both for accuracy and also to make it so we can hit those inner four notes as well as the outer notes as they circle around.
Remember that conversation from the bar graph at the top earlier? That entire section's yellow.
Yeah,
Every one of those notes was a perfect.
Crazy. And you can play your hand by sliding, but won't be as good.
Oh my God!
No!
That is a 999. That's, I think, one grade away from a perfect on that. That is crazy.
Absolutely
What?
incredible.
That beats anything from the practice room, I think.
It does.
Oh yeah, it does. He knows.
Is that your personal best on that?
It is, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
We're setting new records on
Yeah.
stream, all right. Yeah. Give it up for him.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we are moving into, well, if you want to intro the song, you can do that.
Oh, yeah, no, this is Piano Jack. It's a two-man group, one pianist, one percussionist, and their style is perfect for U-Beat because one guy's banging on the piano and one guy's banging on various percussion instruments, and it comes out in the U-Beat chart. Feels mint to play.
Yeah, so the thing that's really interesting about this particular song is that Penga's never played it before, and if you want to talk a little bit about that, that would really show how this is possible. Let the people know.
It's brand new for me.
Yeah.
So one of the things about music games is that a lot of people assume that it's just pure memorization. And there is definitely an element of memorization, but I'd call it more pattern recognition. As you start to see notes appear on the screen, you can notice that a lot of them are symmetrical. So if your right hand does something, it's likely your left hand is probably going to do it if the song still sounds the same. So you're never going to really know what a song is going to do ahead of time, but a lot of times you can guess and anticipate a little bit. So all four of us actually tried this song, and I think Penga's already beating all of us.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he's on a full combo, and just a reminder to everyone, he has never seen this chart, he's never played it. In fact, he almost walked into the practice room when we were playing it earlier, and we had to like scare him off, like get out of here. And not only is he full comboing it, look at that bar, you see it's all yellow, kind of crushing it. So that is a checkerboard pattern. That's actually something that shows up quite a bit. So if you want to talk about like pattern recognition, these things here are all elements of other songs, other charts. In fact, you might remember some of these little streams, these bursts from another chart. Penga has seen them before, just not in this way.
One of the things that you might do when you're reading a chart for the first time is kind of angle your hands outwards so you can see more. As you learn it better, you don't have to worry about that as much because you'll kind of have an idea.
Woo! Well, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That was crazy.
He hit that.
Never played before, by the way.
Yeah.
Now this ending actually really tricky. Let's see how he does on this. The spiral there, yep. So a lot of fun little runs here. Little tiny streams that all connect together. I think that's still a triple S. That's a triple S. What?
I can't believe that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a song yet where he's got a rating lower than triple S, which is the highest that you can get. And that was also actually the first level 10. So you want to talk about ramping difficulty, we are now reaching that upper echelon.
Yeah, to triple S a 10 on a sight read is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I can't believe we just saw that.
It's crazy.
Wow.
I mean, we all tried that song, right? I think I got in the 700,000s on my first try.
Yeah, I got around 950, and I was proud of that.
Yeah, 82.
I was proud of that.
Yeah, no. So Far East Sniper, this is the second song by Nico Matamaster. You know, I said he had a very chill, very listenable drum and bass style earlier. Still true. I want to give this guy the longest intro I gave all the other composers, but there's no better compliment we can give him than he's played twice this marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy deserves it.
That
Great
That doesn't
music.
happen on accident.
Ready?
Yeah, exactly.
Go.
Now, Nekomata Master style lends really well to Jubeat because there are a lot of bursts. Now, on the last one, the main highlight was those vertical bursts and how Panga had to kind of stack his hands in order to hit all 4 notes. This one kind of takes that and rotates it 90 degrees. The main element is going to be these horizontal bursts, which you actually did see a little bit on the Piano Jack song that was just played, but there's one right there, and that is going to only pick up from here as we get further into the chart.
Hard not to hold my breath in awe.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just kind of vibing and just like, I'm entranced. All right, so we're reaching the middle section where the bursts are gonna start to pick up a little bit more. And he's juggling these little 2-note sections with the 4-note bursts underneath. And here we go, really picking it up. Making it look easy so far. About 3/4 through the song. There is still one more pretty intense section coming up. And he got it the double. Still though, even with the miss, okay, I know everyone wants the full combo. That is a 991.
Yeah.
Under 10,000 away from an excellent, a perfect score.
99%.
Yeah.
Super quickly, I want to jump in and shout
Yes.
out that we have hit $23,750 out of $65K on our bonus small only race for Super Mario World. Y'all, if you thought the marathon was ending tonight, you got another thing coming. This overnight is going to be legendary, so keep clicking on those incentives.
We can meet that Twitch chat.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And you want to see that run too.
Yes. So this song, I'm So Happy by Ryustar. This man's career started as a fan. Way back in 2001, Konami had a contest. They said, send us your songs. If we like them, we'll put them in the game and give you some money. And he did it. He won. And then again and again and again. And then he kind of made a career out of it. And now he's co-chair on Exit Tunes, a fairly big record label.
Wow.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think this is
Final two.
by and far his most
Ready?
popular, beloved song.
Go.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
right at the beginning, you remember how we were spelling out words before? 1, 2. And you're going to see it again here. They can do numbers too, as it turns out. There it is, 1, 2.
Those are some of the hardest patterns in the game.
Yeah, you know, they really wanted to, like, you know, lean into the music, and I love it, but your hands are not meant to hit notes in that way.
He's making it look like child's
And look,
play,
we've
too.
got an H there.
Yeah.
Panga hates the H.
But Mario players love the H.
So at this point, we are pretty far into the 10s. We are getting to some of the most intense songs that you can find in the game. Everything that we have seen up until this point will continue to happen, and it will happen more and harder, and they will stack.
it's kind of hard to quantify the difficulty scaling for 9s and 10s in this version of the game.
Yeah.
In other later updates of this game, charts have a decimal rating system to make it a bit more clear to players.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, this section right here is one of my favorites to play out of almost any chart in all of UBeat. He's got his hands open. He's got a bunch of 2-note chords, and it might look pretty complex. What is complex? I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to like
Can't
understate it.
undersell this, yeah.
But it feels really satisfying to hit. Goes into a stream here to close it out,
Nice.
and there it is.
Another triple S.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you guys might not believe us when we say like, oh, it's exponentially harder. The charts are getting harder. No, you have to trust me. Like the charts are getting harder. He's just doing that much better.
Yeah,
I mean, he's killing it.
Dialed in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
As we're at
Host?
the final intermission, I'm going to rattle off as much community love as I can get to you in this time. $10 from Lucana. Panga is putting on a clinic, first time seeing this game, and I am amazed. I have $35 here from Skittle saying, amazing as ever, Panga. Much love for you and the great commentary. And I have $57.30 from DeDrewster 570 who says, hello from the back couch.
Great. Love those $57.30 and $5.73 donations. Thank you, guys. Oh, Stellar Wind. So this is an LED song, another one of Konami's in-house artists that have been there for decades. There are quite a few of them. He normally does hard drum and bass, the opposite of Nikomata. And his career started, again, years ago with Zone of Vendors, and actually started before that. When he switched to rhythm games, he did drum and bass. But this song is different. It's trance. Because I guess he can do that every once in a while. He's got the freedom. So something different from LED.
He's nuts.
Okay, so getting into the chart here, there is something really unique about Stellar Wind that you will be able to see even if you've never seen the game before, even if everything you've seen so far just makes no sense. And it's going to happen pretty quick here. I don't want to give it away, but see if you can spot it when it happens.
It's something very surprising in this chart.
So starting right now with a lot of stacked hands here. His left hand on the lower 8, his top hand on the upper 8. But for some people, that's a little difficult. So what do they do? Well, when it's difficult, why don't you just go to the side of the cabinet?
Yeah. Yeah, sidestepping the cabinet. Valid strategy if you think it makes it easier. This takes a lot of practice because the machine is sloped away from you now.
It's an uneven surface, yeah.
Yeah.
And you might think this is for show, and I guess you could say, well, in some ways it is, but unironically, there are patterns that are easier to hit this way. It makes it easier for your hands to unlock, and as you can see, transitions back. But actually, can you talk about the advanced difficulty of this?
Oh, yeah. So this song has an advanced difficulty that's only rated 9.8, not 10. And the only difference is it's the entire same pattern, but rotated 90 degrees. And it makes it easier, because generally going vertically is easier than going horizontal. And the chart designer thought that would be a cute gimmick. And if it was, they would have done it a second time.
Yeah, he had notes on it, and I believe the notes just said, I wanted to make a chart that you could play rotated 90 degrees, but I'm sorry.
Yes.
Definitely done intentionally, but
Yeah,
also
for sure.
intentionally once.
Yeah.
So there, again, Panga switching sideways just for a brief minute to close this one out.
I can't think of any other arcade machine that's easier to play from the side.
Yeah. This ending is very difficult. Oh, that's crazy!
Yeah.
That was one of the songs that Panga was very concerned about how he would do, and not only did he get a triple S on it, he got a full combo triple S on it.
Yeah, those are rare for the 10s.
Yeah, so round of applause for that. That is
That's huge.
crazy.
To get full combos this late in the showcase is just unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this one's Double Impact by Double Impact. And the song's title is a double reference. It's by 96 and Soda, whose careers I hyped up a little earlier in the showcase. And they collaborated on this song. And the second meaning of the song is that you had to originally unlock the song in the arcade by bouncing back and forth between Guitar Freaks and UBeat, playing their songs in both to eventually get there. collaboration song. And it's a wonderful song that's just at home in both games. Yeah.
Historically, U-Beat's been a really popular game for crossing over songs.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Ready? Go.
Yeah, throughout its history, there's been a lot of the other Bomani games that have kind of collabed with U-Beat in a way. So yeah, double impact. There's not too much to say here that hasn't already been said. We are reaching the very end of the showcase. This is our last set, and this song, as you can see, is a little bit fast.
You're quite fast.
Yeah.
100 combo. We're like 8 seconds in.
Yeah, the main gimmick here, if it was not obvious enough, are very difficult to read and execute streams. They're very fast, they're very unintuitive, and they're very unforgiving.
And Panga's keystrokes are immaculate. I don't know if you guys can hear this out in the crowd or on the stream, but his finger hits are on beat, perfect.
Honestly. And there you go. We saw that vertical section, kind of calling back to that song he played earlier, that Nekomata Master Chart.
Perfect execution, though. Like,
Yeah.
it was nothing.
Yeah.
Those patterns, it cannot be understated how hard that is.
I mean, that's thousands of hours of work that you're seeing.
Yeah. No mashing, no sliding.
And again, a lot of crossovers there. So he's doing that. You can slide that section, but the way he's doing it is for accuracy, and he's nailing it. Not something that a lot of people have even tried to do because of how difficult it is.
Whoa. Wow.
Got a little bit to go here to close this one out. Sorry, I'm just like freaking out.
Absolutely lost for words at that.
Yeah.
I think that's another triple S. That is crazy.
I don't know.
Barely got it.
Barely.
Hey, barely still counts, man.
Yeah, it does.
You said this is the last showcase, the last block, so I want to send some more love your way.
Yeah.
$25 from Sarah Caesar. Nothing like jamming to some good U-beats. Love this, and let's get that incentive. And we have crossed $24,000 raised towards the small-only race.
Awesome.
Awesome stuff, guys. Let's get there.
Yep. So this is a very, very difficult 10, Con by SCU. The game's current sound director, I believe. This is more of that happy, poppy techno sound that I mentioned earlier in the showcase for another song. But now it's out to kill you. All of that light, happy, airy stuff in the background has an individual key press on it, and it's going very fast.
Song's great. The chart is incredibly difficult.
Incredibly difficult. Panga's gonna nail it, though. I know he
Yeah,
is.
this chart is a 10.5 in the current version of the game. The highest is a 10.9, so this is very, very close to the top. And it is super unforgiving. As you can see here, it just kind of throws you into the deep end. A bunch of these multi-note chords all across the playfield. His hands are flying. A bit of a break, but as he said, every single little sound is a note, as you can see here.
So as the drums added, now there's more notes going out to the hands.
Yeah, you've got the rhythm, you've got the lead, and they all have notes.
And now let's add more.
So this section, just a nice little break, but we are going to be upping the intensity for the back half here. Oh, I say break.
Yeah, watch this part. This is,
It's clinical.
No problem.
yeah, incredible.
So the back half of this song does have some crazy crossover tech, which you're going to see. Another checkerboard pattern there. Yeah, on these 4-note and 3-note streams, horizontal, just watch his hands.
Oh,
Yeah. The crossover stuff, it's insane. We've got a couple of doubles to finish it off here.
Oh,
Oh, he's got it again, dude.
no.
He's got it again.
Amazing.
I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, a triple S is the highest rating that you can get in the game, but there are many more below that. You just have not seen them. Like, they're down there, and trust me, people get them, okay? They're not handing these out.
It's very real. If getting anything less than a perfect is worth increasing minus 30% from the perfect.
Right.
And a triple S is 98% of the maximum score.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of room for error.
Oh, yeah, Joe Manda. Yoshitaka is, very important to the Bamani series. He's the current arcade director for Konami. Before that, he was the Bamani director, which is a job he got from directing several good games, such as 2DX Pendule and Limelight, which was a job he got from being a good sound director on some other games. And before that, he was a fan and a new hire and a composer. And he worked his way all the way up to the top.
Yeah.
This is his Hard Renaissance series that is very music game boss-like. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Jomanda, more like Joe Mama.
He said it. He said it.
That's the last one, I promise.
Okay, so
Keep
talking about
going.
the chart here.
Keep going.
So ConCon was a 10.5 in more recent versions, the modern version of the game. This is a 10.6, so if you thought it couldn't get harder, well, think again. This one is super unforgiving just because of how irregular some of the beats are, how intense the patterns are. So we're starting off here with a very note-dense section, a mixture of 1, 2, and 3 note chords. And since this is a boss song, it's really kind of a test of all of your fundamentals. It's basically, do you know how to do everything? So there's the chord section. Now we're going to get into the BPM change. So you see this pattern, see it again.
And again.
And again, and again. Into a very unforgiving double spiral, and he nails it. That's insane.
That's very hard. And he didn't slide.
He did
every
that.
one of those. That's the incredible. Oh, wow.
One of the hardest patterns to do in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And in every single one of these songs by Yoshitaka here, there is a cross, which you can see there.
Perfect on the first one.
It does make another appearance, so. Brief little break.
You're not done yet.
Immediately back into it.
$700 in a row there.
Yeah,
Wow.
crazy.
And the song's not over.
Yeah.
Still going.
Still a
full
bit to
speed.
go, though. We're looking to close it out. There's the second cross coming in. Makes it look easy. It's not easy.
If this looks hard, I guarantee it's harder.
Oh, crazy stuff there. Just a little bit off of the triple S there. That is going to still be a double S. Like, these are crazy scores, and that is a high double S. I mean, he gets a few more notes. That's in the triple S category.
The double S starts at 95%. He hit 97%, so already 2/3 of the way to triple S.
Unreal. Panga, I want to give you just a second to breathe before the final song. You're doing incredible. I have $25 here from Anonymous who says, send help. This is so mesmerizing. I can't look away. What a great showcase, wonderful gameplay, and terrific commentary. Thank you so much, everyone who has been donating. Can we make some noise for this showcase? Going into the last
Panga's nuts, guys. Give it up for him.
This last song is going to be the last and hardest song of the showcase. Yeah, so give Panga some energy. He's going to need it.
Yeah.
So
You got this, Panga.
remember some of those nice things I said about Ubeat earlier? You know, it's got popular mainstream music. Well, no, now we got speedcore. We have notes that lead you around the screen, mirrored patterns that help you read the chart. No, not anymore. Now we just have a slightly chaotic mess. This is very hard. It's rated 10.7 out of a current 10.9. It's unthinkably difficult.
Don't let the artist name fool you. It is not very groovy.
It is not. It is not. Now, it's going to start off pretty easy, but it's going to very quickly ramp up in intensity, and once it ramps up, it will not be ramping down.
Time will be on the last note. We'll yell.
Yeah. So get ready on time once this one is over. We'll let you know. Now, there's really not much that we can say at this point. Everything that can be said has been said. Honestly, just watch a legend at work here.
Yeah.
So this is a really complex section. I believe that's like a 5-button chord that's like all across the chart, and it keeps happening over and over again.
You got to sneak that right hand over there to the left, too.
And all these songs generally have multiple parts to kind of test all the different skill sets. So if you kind of pay attention, you'll see that as each section of the song shifts, there's going to be different techniques that are kind of enforced. And remember whenever we were talking about that bar that shows intensity, if you look at the top there, you'll see it's basically just a straight line.
Yeah, and it's a very gold. Oh, this is the hard part coming up.
Oh, the hard part's coming up. Yeah. Okay, good to know. But yeah, looking to close this one out here. A few more measures. Crazy stuff. Give it up for him, guys. A 977 on the hardest song in this version of UBeat.
Wow.
There aren't words to describe how good that
I mean, it's
score
just
is.
shocking.
Ended with a 700
That's
combo, and
crazy.
the hardest part is at the end. So
Yeah, like
full combo the whole end.
Don't want to cut you off, but I mean, can we give this up for Panga again? Like,
Yeah.
this is insane stuff. Like, a round of applause. Like, honestly, this guy killed it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good
guys.
stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it up for him.
It's just a pleasure to be able to
Thank you.
showcase this game. You guys are great. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And,
But we're still not done, I believe.
Yeah, we hit the incentive, right?
We sure do have the incentive, so while you go ahead and set up for that right now, I have the most appropriate $25 from Shiny DeVier, who says, "How him hands move so fast?"
I'm wondering that myself.
All right, so
Yeah, let's get into it here.
yeah, I can talk again. Sorry, it was a lot of focusing going on. So, yeah, now we get to fool around a little bit and get trolled. So as the couch mentioned before, there are different markers, and we've been using this one, right? It's not too bad. You can see it closed, pretty relatively easy to
Standard,
find.
yeah.
But then we have a bunch of different ones, and we have something like this.
Oh, it's a banana.
But
Hey,
We
you
got
got the
the
banana.
we got a nice little display of a monkey eating the banana. But if I hit it too late,
No banana. No banana.
so now we're gonna finish off with Flower, which was actually showcased in the Tunithum showcase.
A classic.
And I don't know what to expect because I played this song only a few times, and it's gonna be absolutely chaotic. I'm gonna just be lucky if I can even clear the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Ray's added this donation incentive.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 hours ago. Like, this guy's a champ. We came to him, we're like,
it's kinda
hey,
last
man,
minute.
what if we made you do this really hard chart with a bunch of monkeys? Yeah. and he was like, I'm down.
Yeah.
so now here we are.
That was during the final practice session, hours ago. Like,
Yeah.
all right, good luck.
Yeah, we finished the run through, and I'm like, hey, Panga, so you thought you were done, but how about we do something else?
Encore.
it's a nice chill way to end off the showcase. I'll let you guys kind of down.
All right.
All right,
these numbers.
let's count it down. Are you ready?
Ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start them.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if Panga knows what to expect here. I don't know if I do. I don't know if any of us are really ready for this.
Potassium-powered flour. Let's get some vitamin K in chat.
Just so happy.
You're feeding so many of them, dude.
I just can't stop looking at those. Very distracting.
Yeah, Panga wasn't sold on this, but then he was playing one run of this. Oh my God.
I knew that was there, but if I didn't, that would have been a disaster.
Yeah, we were looking at this in the practice room, and Panga wasn't sold on it, but then he was like, oh, look, they're so happy.
One thing that's not immediately obvious that makes this even harder is that the notes kind of fall down into the square, so you don't even know which square you're hitting.
Yeah, it almost looks like they're coming from the square above. So adapting and realizing, oh, I actually need to hit lower here is crazy. And that's a lot of happy monkeys.
Yeah, you know, in jubeat too, when you switch note skins, it completely changes the entire screen, you know. Some rhythm games use a different note skin, it changes the little notes scrolling in the columns.
Yeah.
This is...
This is like if you take all those little changes and you multiply them by 10.
Yeah.
This completely changes how the game is played, and in some cases makes it unreadable. And just to also mention, because we kind of glanced over the difficulty of this, this is also like a mid-10 song. This is not like an easy 10. This is not an easy chart by any means.
Yeah, I think also 10-5. Yeah.
Oh, he gets the spiral. Let's go.
Followed that somehow. Wow.
Something very satisfying.
There's
That's
too many
four
bananas.
monkeys.
And yeah, you remember that bar that we were talking about? You see how there's yellow? Somehow he's still hitting perfects, even with the monkeys, on this like really hard 10 chart. I don't know how he's doing that.
Yeah.
I think I tried this thing at 400,000.
Yeah, I didn't even pass.
Get ready on time.
And time.
Time.
All right, there it is. And for the record, that was about, what is that, like under 10,000 from an S?
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
I just want to show out the different ranks you can get. But yeah, anyways, that's going to be the showcase. So thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah. Give it up again for Panga, guys.
Background music.
A beast.
Before we go, I want to give a quick shout out again to GDQ and Ikigai for letting this happen. All you guys in the audience, you guys are wonderful. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, give it up.
The commentators, they did a great job talking when I was too focused to even think. My parents, they're sitting on the couch. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah, shout out
all the way here. So, yeah. If you guys have any other things you want to say before you call it?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, jubeat is a game that is one of my favorite of all time. It's very close to me, and it just is, it's great to have played it for the first time at a GDQ nearly a decade ago and now be sitting here on stage commentating it. It's just, I don't know, it's surreal. So if you like this game, if you liked this showcase, find a place near you if you can and check it out. You will not regret it.
Rhythm games are life. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Jess. Shout outs to Game Underground.
This showcase means a lot to me. I recently lost my uncle to signet ring cancer. So having PCF donate so many funds to cancer research means more than the world to me. So thank you, PCF.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and if you guys ever go to any convention or go to GDQ, I highly recommend checking out the arcade. There's so many great games other than this, Truthum, Simultex. There's so many that you could find. Maybe you even fall in love, and who knows, you might run into a future GDQ yourself.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna toss it over to the staff so they can hit you with the recap. Thank you, guys.
Bye.